somebody else playing in church, and when you said that, are we live? Are we live? When you said that, I thought about Romeo, thought about Martel. I thought about a whole bunch of lame drummers. So I think about that, and I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm gonna actually study this. I'm gonna even get down to the metals, the different alloys, and things like that when it comes to drums and stuff like that. So I really thank you, man. Thank you for being here in my life. I had every chance to leave, but you didn't. You know, I saw some things that stressed you out. I saw some things that irritated you, and I saw how like you could have done some like terrible stuff, but you didn't. So I thank you for in that showing me how to use restraint, showing me how to be humble, and you know it's your day. So thank you. Oh yeah, I thank God for that. That's what we were doing. That, I thank God for you birthing me last. The reason why I say that because I'm glad I'm the last one because I've watched all of what all my siblings went through. I was like, okay, I know not to do this. No. I'm glad that I'm all the way last because everything that my siblings do, everything my siblings went through, including with my dad. I said, okay, so this is how you basically get the gist of this guy. Really bad. This is how you handle it. Okay. Even though, yeah, I had my mistakes and stuff, but I'm glad basically my dad worked. I'm glad he introduced me to a bunch of different things, meaning like all the PC, the concept of family, the concept of basically my entire personality. Basically, his personality. I love my personality. I give off the that's why I like it. I'm glad I'm basically him when it comes to how we deal with different situations. That different types of lessons, including just being a man. Because if it wasn't for that, I would be here. Never. Yeah, most people. But mainly, I have a lot more things. Yeah, comics, TV, hygiene, just basically most. Yeah, basically. Because I remember when I was younger, I was mainly around that just because, yeah, yeah. Strong. I wouldn't say I went through a dark phase. I just went through a mainly glad he was still there. Most people I know, you know, I wouldn't say I know what it's like, but I'm glad he gave me hope. I'm glad he gave me his wisdom and spirit to be able to talk to people. I know that my life I felt a lot of different people, suicidal thoughts, depression, missing any type of family members, family members. That he gave me the power to be able to like talk to you, be there for you. That just gave me that thing of the spirit. That he gave me. I feel like, praise the Lord, everybody. Come on, put your hands together. Let's give God a praise. We thank God for being here on today on this Father's Day. Definitely happy Father's Day to all the real fathers out there. We thank God for each and every one of you. Even those that didn't do their job, we still needed them to have us here. Plant their seed so that we can be here. So we just thank God that we are here on this day. And I say happy Juneteenth to everyone that as well. Something going on all weekend long. So recognizing and celebrating Juneteenth more each year. That people are coming into the knowledge of Juneteenth and really I heard them talk about making it an official holiday or something. And they did it. Yes. A federal holiday now. Thank God for that as well. I know they do. I know they're doing something here in Charleston. I know they had something going on in Beaufort this weekend as well. But a lot of cities and different doing different weekend activities and week-long activities for Juneteenth. So we just thank God for it because it is needed and necessary for us as African Americans. So we thank God for that. So enjoy. But right now we thank God for all testimonies that have been given. We thank God. Let's give it up for our devotional leader today, our minister of music, missionary. We thank God for each and every one of you. And at this time, I'm going to ask you to rest on your feet because it's definitely time for the word. And we're going to get a word from today from our very own pastor of Truth Foundation Outreach Ministry. We put your hands together to come to our front. None other than Pastor Charmaine A.
Praise the Lord, everybody.
Praise the Lord.
Amen. I'm just going to sing a little bit of this song, and then I'm not going to be before the long. At least that's how I feel about it. All things are working for my good. Be intentional. It's working for me. It's working for me. I believe it's working for me. I have my time. It's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. Amen. I just want to sing that little part of that song. Amen. Thank you. Have a seat. I was told I had to preach, teach, whatever we want to call it today, because it's Father's Day. And I kept trying to, go over and over in my mind about maybe some scripture and things like that would talk about fathers or give reference to Father's Day. And so I always wanted to know the difference between being a father and being a dad. So of course, I had to look it up, and I had the definitions right here for y'all today. And then after reading the definitions, you guys can determine, for the fathers where you all fit in that category. A lot of times, everybody think that they're one, and you could possibly just be the other. And after I tell you what the definitions are, you're gonna ponder about it in your mind because I did when I was reading it and reading over the definition. So the definition of father is a father may be a good provider of material things. You don't necessarily have to be present in a child's life to be a father. Daddy. Daddy goes beyond. They tend to emotional and social needs. And this is what a lot of people do. This last one, a big daddy. It's just what it says. Just a big daddy. You only connected to that child biologically, if that's it. So when I started reading these definitions, and I said, God, well, you got to give me some scripture. go along with these. That God gave me 3 scriptures. We're going to go on today. We're going to first go to Psalms 22 and 16. Oh, 22 and 6, I'm sorry. It says, teach your children to choose the right path, and when they are older, they will remain upon it. What does King James say for this? Oh, this don't have King James. What does King James say?
26 says,
Yep.
but I am a word, and no man a reproach of men will despise of the people. Psalms 22 and 6.
Proverbs, y'all. My bad. Proverbs 22 and 6. I'm about to say, what are you reading, bro? Like, come on, man. Stay with the group. Proverbs, people, 22 and 6. Mine says, teach your children to choose the right path, and when they are older, they will remain upon it.
The Bible says, train up the child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
All right. Now, Proverbs 23 and 24 says, hold on. The father of godly children has cause for joy. What a pleasure it is to have wise children. So give your parents joy. May she who gave you birth be happy. O my son, give me your heart. May your eyes delight in my ways of wisdom. And our last scripture, we're going to Luke 15 and 20. Luke 15 and 20, it just says, so he returned home to his father. He was still a long distance away. His father saw him coming. Filled with love and compassion, he ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. So we're going to stop right there with the scriptures. And we're going to explain why we got these 3 scriptures. First of all, in the book of Luke, we already know, and if you don't know, he's talking about the prodigal son. And we can understand this, and some of us can even relate to the prodigal son, whether it was a daughter, or you were a daughter or a son. Some of us can relate to it because some of us, we get to grow. Even after we've already been trained, God puts us on the right path, and he teaches us, how to do things. And then he allows us to have a father figure, a dad figure in our lives to train us up the right way to be as children. Some of us still get too grown. And some of us get to the point where we feel like we don't want to hear our parents. We don't want to listen to them. I ain't got time for this, man. I know better. A lot of us get to that point in our lives. And what the prodigal son did was, it felt like he had enough. He had enough of everything. His daddy was telling him he had enough of just listening to other people. So he's like, give me. In other words, just give me. Give me my portion, and I'm out. And so his father did. And a lot of times, when we feel like we're old enough and we're grown enough to get out there and do our own thing, we don't understand the shipwreck we're going to make. Why? Because we're going out there, first of all, the wrong way. And when you leave out and you go the wrong way, whatever happens to you is something you're going to have to deal with. It's going to be something you're going to have to go through. It's going to be a lesson in all of what you're about to face. Because understand this, when you leave out and your father has taught you the things that you need to know, your dad has taught you the things that you need to know in order to be a man, in order to be a good daughter, once they teach you everything that you need to know, and then you feel like you got it, and you don't need their help anymore, it's never a good ending. We're always going to need somebody's help on this walk. We always going to need somebody's help, and what we have to understand is we can't walk this walk alone. We can't. Let me tell you something. What I've learned: being by yourself is a lonely feeling. It's a lonely feeling. Not having nobody to turn to, not having nobody to talk to, and you feel like you got to figure everything out on your own. That's a lonely feeling. It's very lonely. It's very sad, And sometimes it makes you depressed. That's why when you're as a child and you're ready to leave out, you're ready to be on your own, you have to do it the right way. You have to do it the right way. A lot of us, we don't feel like we need our parents' blessings in anything. You know, we say, I'm grown and I can make my own decisions. I can handle this. I can do this by myself. Man, I already know. I already know. I work. I got my own job. I got my own money. I can take care of all this by myself. And then when you get out there and you get on your own, then life will slap you in the face. Life is going to slap you in the face and let you know, listen, you're going to need help. And then some of us, or some of the young people that have been trained up the right way, we be so prideful, we don't want to call back home and ask for help. We do call back home and ask for help. You know, we say, nah, I don't want to hear all of this now, but I need some help. No, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. If you're going to call me and ask me for help, if you're going to call me and ask me for some money, you don't think I'm going to say, well, what you about to do with my money? What you about to do with it? And when I'm going to get it back? Because that's what happens when you're an adult. When you go out and you borrow things from people, my grandma said, borrow things, bring new things. You know what I mean? Sometimes we borrow things from people and we break it, and now you got to buy somebody something new. Now you got to buy somebody something new. What that mean? What am I saying? That means if you borrowing something from me and you don't give it back to me, that's going to be the last time I ever let you get something. And see, some of us, we don't want to get cut off from our parents. We don't want to get cut off. We don't want nobody to tell us no. We want to be able to be grown, but we want to be able to say, well, when I need something, you should give it to me because I'm your parent. But I was your parent when I was in the house and I was trying to train you up and telling you what you need to do and what you don't need to do. I tell people all the time, when I was growing up, nobody talked to me about having good credit. Nobody talked to me about that kind of stuff. Nobody taught me what to do. Nobody taught me how it's supposed to be done. No, nobody. And keep in mind, I have parents, and my dad is still alive. They're both still alive. Nobody taught us how to do any of these things. So getting out there in life and then trying to maneuver through life and not knowing that you don't do this now because it's gonna mess your credit up. It's gonna take you forever today to pull that score back up. Don't go out there buying all these things and then you can't pay for it and now they gotta repossess it because it's gonna mess your credit up. Don't go out there and get them people car and you know you don't have enough money to pay because some people, let me tell you one thing, we had to learn back in the day. Some people is ready to take your money, especially tax time. They're ready to take it. You know, right about now, you try to go into a car, you're like, nah, credit ain't looking good, and this, that, and the third. They give you a whole rundown about why you can't get no car. Then when tax time comes, everybody got a deal. Guess what it say? No credit, bad credit, don't work. Why? Because they're ready to take your money because they know if you don't have good credit, if you don't know how to budget money, if you don't know how to handle finances, they're going to give it at least 2 months and that car will be back on their lot. Yep. Why? Because we be so crazy when we get money, we get to spend it. We get to spend it. And black people got a bad thing about spending money and just buying clothes, buying shoes, and then buying seafood. And then you're looking like, great. Stop buying so much clothes. A lot of people, they feel like, man, well, I had this on last year. And you know, what we do is we take a picture in a lot of our outfits. And then when we don't take no pictures and we post the pictures, then we want to put them thing on again and we looking like, man, I don't take no picture in this. So I got to go buy me something new. Yeah. We don't even see what's really going on. We don't even see the mentality that we have. Our mentality is trying to keep up with everybody else, and really we can't afford to do it. We can't afford to do it. Why am I saying all of this? Because when you're young, when you're a child, your parents should be, because not all of them do, your parents should be teaching you about life. They should be teaching you how to grow up, how to be an adult, how to do all of this. You got to know as a child that education is first. And my kids will tell you, education is first in my house. I don't care how hard you're going to take it in school. I don't care if you feel like you're going to quit. I promise you, you getting up, you going to school, you gonna get your education. Why? Because there ain't nothing worse than a smart mouth dummy. You smart at the mouth and dumb. You smart at the mouth and you can't balance a checkbook. You smart at the mouth and you can't do math figures. Ain't nothing worse than a smart mouth dummy. Because not everybody looking at you like you're stupid. They're looking at you like, bruh, you mean to tell me you can't spell rhythm? Because you know rhythm will mix you up when you be trying to spell rhythm. Sometimes R-I, rhythm. We spell simple words and try to do simple math figures when all you had to do raising children and helping them to grow up to be the right. It's our job to train them. We all had a point in our lives where we had to do something for our children. We all had a point in where we had to change their diapers, where we had to potty train them, where we had to help them walk, help them eat, and everything. I always laugh because at my because Oz had called me and Oz said, y'all know Oz is fire. Oz is sass all day. Mama, she was been on the phone. Mama, the office. One supposed to put on the bottom of this paper. I say, man, I can't read the paper. What the paper say? So we having a conversation back and forth. I said, what you whispering for? Because I'm at the doctor's office. What does this mean on the paper? I said, man, come on, man. Read the paper. Read the paper. Tell me what the paper says. So now I'm having a whole conversation, helping her fill the paperwork out. See? And Magic got it now. Magic's intelligent, but she didn't know what all those other words was talking about on the paper. And I just laugh all the time because she tells them, can you call and make my doctor's appointment? No. Make your own doctor's appointment. I already been showed you how to make a doctor's appointment. I didn't tell you. All you gotta do is go, call the people, give them your name, give them your insurance information. Boom, nigga, you have an appointment. It always tickles me every time she do that. And Monty used to do that all the time until Monty had to realize, I gotta get this thing together. Now she know how to make her appointment. She know how to make PRA appointments. And so when I look back over my children, I can only talk about my household. When I go back and look over my children and see that they paid attention, I tell them all the time, your credit. Don't let them people convince you to get a cell phone and put that cell phone on your credit. No. Why would I put a cell phone and get the cell phone and I know I got a bunch of money a month to pay off a cell phone? I was in Sam's yesterday. And when I was in Sam's, as soon as I get in the door, the girl walked right at the door. She told me something, hey, how are you? I said, here we go. I said, I'm good. I just want to ask you one question real quick. Now, y'all, I'm trying to walk past something real fast with my butt. I said, what is it? She said, well, what did come in for seconds on? She telling me about the cell phone, the new cell phone. And she said, what kind of phone you got? I pulled my phone out. She said, oh, you got that. Well, I can help you get the 13. It's only like $700. I said, oh, what? She told me something. And once you pay it and you get it paid off, your phone bill will be like $78 a month. I said, what? Well, my phone bill now is like only $42 a month, so I don't really think I want to pay $78 for a cell phone. Well, she said, well, once you get it and if you can pay the phone off, see, she messed up when she said, if you can pay the phone. Because first of all, I'll be done forget that I'm paying. Why? Sometimes people make you do things, and because if you're not intelligent enough, you'll hit a deal and you're looking like, wow, I'm going to get the new phone and I'm only going to have to pay this amount? That's a good thing. Because then now, if I'm only paying $8 a month to keep paying off this phone, I'm paying $8 a month plus my phone bill is $78. Now do the math. Now I'm paying all of this for a phone, and now what if I decide, man, I feel like paying my phone bill this month right here, and you mess up one time, it's on your credit. It's on your credit. See, these are the things that we as parents are supposed to teach our children, not to allow people to convince you easily into different situations, not to allow you to get into trouble, to keep you from being in the streets. See, sometimes these kids think that we just want to be the old stiff parents and don't want to do nothing. No, we've been there and done that. I understand that we all have a different path to travel on. I don't never compare my kids and say, well, when I was young, see, I ain't did that. I ain't did that. I know. This is what I did. This is how I did it. No, We all got a different path that we all have to walk on. My life isn't your life. My path that I'm walking on ain't your path, but I can tell you some things about the path that you're about to go on. After I tell you the things about the path that you're about to go on, it's going to be up to you after that if you're going to travel that way or you're going to make your own path or you're going to follow your friend's path. See, some of my kids, or not my kids, but some kids, they don't mind following other people's path. I'm not easily influenced by people. I've never have been. I've never been the type of person that I just need friends and whatever my friends are doing, oh, I'm doing it too. If everybody going out tonight, oh, I'm going to. If everybody feel like they want to drink tonight, oh, I'm gonna drink too. Even though I never drink before, I'm gonna just try it. Cause I know I ain't driving, but somebody will get me on. I ain't smoking, and I ain't never smoked. But man, all my friends doing it, so I'm gonna do it too. It's a new thing, and I don't understand why this is such a fantastic thing to do. And everybody want to sniff cocaine. For what? Do you even realize what that is? Do you even realize that you're big one is a rock and one is a power? Your friends should not influence you unless they're doing something positive, unless they was teaching you how to be educated and how to make some money the right way, how to go and further your life, how to go and handle business the right way. Them the kind of people you need. Anybody trying to take you in any other direction, you don't need them kind of people in your life. You don't need them kind of people in your life trying to understand, because they're gonna get you in trouble. They're gonna get you in a world of trouble. And guess what? Well, if you ever had been around them friends, and then when they start getting in trouble, they say, "Oh, I know, I did it. Travis did it." Or you don't be the one that said, "I didn't even do nothing," and now they go in jail. And now when they get there, they say, "No, but me and Travis and Jazz and well, we all been together." Now they calling everybody's name. They grouping you right in. They know you didn't do nothing. But guess what they're saying? I ain't going down by myself now. They pull a Nino Brown right on you. This thing is bigger than Nino Brown. Isn't that what he said, Apostle? This thing is bigger than Nino Brown. If I'm going down, all of y'all going down too. That's how some of the friends are. Some people, if you got those kind of friends that want to convince you to do things that you know is not right, trust me, those are not the right people that you need to have in your life. Why I'm saying all of this? Because you have to understand that there's a difference in everything that we do. There's a difference in the lifestyles that we choose. There's a difference in our walk that we choose. We got to understand that when it comes down to a father and when it comes down to a daddy, we don't just need a father in our lives. I don't just need somebody who's just going to give me money or give me material stuff. And then you think, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. No, a dad is somebody that is there to teach you the things that you need to know. Not only are you helping me with life, but you also providing a roof over our head. You make sure we got clothes and shoes. That's what a real dad does. A real dad teaches you about life skills. That's what they do. If you got want to come around and be like, I ain't got time for the kids. I'll just make sure I'll send them some money and that's enough of that. I ain't got time. I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to do me. That don't even sound good. And it neither does it look good. Send her money. Well, and what? Never go see him? You don't think you need to never go pick him up and spend some time? That's the problem. But a daddy, like I said earlier, I'm gonna make sure your mom got some money. I'm gonna make sure she got what she needs. I'm coming. We're gonna take care of this. We're gonna ride. We're gonna do things. Why? Because you're teaching them, and especially if you have daughters, you're teaching them what you're supposed to accept from a man. If you just got a male figure in your life and all they're gonna do is give you things, I promise you, when you get older, that's what you're gonna look for. You're gonna look for somebody that's just gonna give you things. That's just gonna give you money. That's just gonna make sure that you're good and that's it. But when you got a male figure in your life and that person is making sure you're good internally as well as externally, then you already know you got your good name. You got your good name. And then there's some of we just conceive and churn and just keep it moving. We just conceive and churn. We We the baby daddy. You gonna make about 7 or 8 turns. Just spit them out. And we go. Nope. So just spit them out. Ain't nothing worse than just being a baby daddy. Because if you're just going around making a whole bunch of kids and you never take care of them on your children's lives, you do. If you're not doing and taking care of all of their needs, then you're going to damage that child. You're going to damage them. Because they're going to go out, they're going to be looking for love, they're going to be looking for somebody to show them emotional support, they're going to be looking for somebody to come out and show them physical support. That's why you see all these young girls and they just happen to leave home. They're like, man, I just wanted somebody to love me. I just wanted somebody to take care of me. So, and then you was later on see them just start having babies, and you like, why you having babies? You're so young. Because I just wanted somebody to love. What? That's not a reason to have a reason to have children. Just because you just want somebody to love. That's not a reason. Because having children is a job. It's a task that has to be handled properly. The Bible tells us that the children are a gift. You know how your children be a gift? Walk away. And they're doing what's right by you. They're going to do what's right by you. They're going to do what's right by God. Your children will be a blessing to you. They'll be a blessing. When they get older, you know what they say? My mama made sure, my mom and daddy made sure we never was without. They made sure we never was lacking nothing. They made sure that we had food and clothes, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to go right along and do the exact same thing to their kids. They're going to train them up the right way. They're going to make sure they're good. And like I said, on the flip side, if you don't, they're going to do everything that they see. Children do what they see. See what they say is emulate, they emulate what they see. And if they feel like, well, I ain't had no daddy and I had no good daddy now, so no, it is what it is. I don't have to have one. I can do this by myself. I can be a woman, I can teach her. But what a lot of us women don't understand is, you know, and some of them might not agree with this, but a lot of us women, that's why you will see a lot of these young boys who grow up and they're only were raised by women have a lot of women tendencies. They do. They do a lot of things that women will do because they've only been around a bunch of women. And if you're a woman and or a man and you're raising a daughter and you only around a bunch of men, that's why you see a lot of girls grow up and to be a little man. You have to balance it out. God didn't make it so where we have to procreate with one another. He didn't make it so just like I like to say, just dry and all. So it's a reason. It has to be two people that are able to teach them from the man's standpoint and from a female standpoint. It has to be. It has to be. I don't care if you're going to be a father and you want to bring material stuff, but at some point be a daddy and say, I know I'm bringing them some money, but if you don't mind, I'm going to take them out. I'm going to take them shopping. I'm going to take them this place and that place. I'm going to teach them how to play some ball. I'm going to teach this, that, and the third. A lot of men don't understand that they're just fathers. They're just fathers. That's why I don't too much say Happy Father's Day. I wish that they could change it and it just be Happy Dad Day, something. Because a lot of people are just fathers. A lot of men are just fathers, and a lot of them are just baby daddies. They really truly are. And a lot of men don't want to hear you correct them about things like that. They don't want to hear you tell them that they're not doing a good job. They don't want to hear you tell them, say, listen, if this all you're going to do, then don't worry about it. Don't come over because you only come when you want to come. You only come when you're in a good mood. You only come when you feel like it and not when I'm having something. Well, my daddy can't never be around. All the other kids' parents, you hear kids saying things like that. All the other kids' parents do this, that, and the third, but my daddy don't never do that. Your daddy bought you this. Hey, my daddy never bought me nothing. That's a sad thing to say. It's a sad thing to say, and it's a sad thing to hear. It really truly is. Being a father and a dad is a difference. It's a difference. It's a big difference. And a lot of us, and a lot of men, a lot of women, we got to know our place. Women these days don't like to hear stuff like this. Like, you got to know your place. But guess what? We really got to know our place. Because our place is, and I'm not talking about like they say in the old days, woman place is in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant. No, I ain't talking about that. Because you first ain't talking to me, because if I don't feel like cooking, I ain't never going to the kitchen to cook. And that's on God. And if I don't want to have no more churn, like the old people say, if I don't want no more churn, I have no more churn. Period. What they need to know. Knowing that because you're a mother, that don't mean that you can be a know if you're gonna be the father or know if you're gonna be the daddy. You sure enough can't be the mom. So we have to know our place. We have to know where we belong. We have to know where we fit in. We have to know that we're here for a reason, and that it is to help our children to grow and be better people. I'm so glad that we committed to have children. And I say all of that for the simple fact that a lot of things that I was taught growing up, I don't want them to learn 90% of what I was taught. Why? Because like I told y'all earlier, a lot of things that I was taught, it wasn't acceptable. It wasn't acceptable for my life right now. I talk to my children about having good credit. I talk to them about making sure you save the money. I tell them all the time, listen, don't let these people's stores and restaurants call you every payday. Don't let the people store and restaurant call you every payday. Because guess what? As soon as payday comes, gosh, I'm hungry, yeah? I ain't had nothing to eat from so and so and so long. I'm about to go stop by and get something to eat. Every time you turn around, you're spending money on going out to eat somewhere, or you spending money on buying some clothes and shoes. Don't let that happen. Old people say save money for a rainy day.
Yes, sir.
And we don't know when it's gonna rain. So that's why I teach my children, put some money aside, man. Don't take your whole check and spend all of it. What sense that make if you gotta just basically, it's horrible living from paycheck to paycheck. It's horrible when you look at it and say, man, I gotta go to work, go my car, and I ain't got a dime. You ain't got no money saved up. I got this little thing in my car, I have the envelope where I keep money in there. I keep money in there. Like if I go in the store and I come back out with some one, they go inside this envelope. Why? Because I saved that in my car for gas. If I just be like, oh well, I ain't got no other cash on me, and I want to slide my card today, I get my envelope. I have no cash on me today, and I don't want to slide my card. Yet. We got to know how to figure this thing out. You got to figure out how to save money. You got to figure out how to do the right thing. You got to know that you got to pay your bills first. I tell my sons all the time, I tell you something now. Y'all want to get out and get your own. I tell my daughters too, y'all want to get your own. Pay your rent first. Don't be at the bottom, man. I gotta make my car payment. I'll pay this rent later. Not unless you like living in the car. Because some people ain't playing when they come down for you in them people's apartment and different things. They want their money. And they gonna give you but a couple of chances before they put a paper on your door. And they like to put it in a color paper. So everybody can know, oh no, they got eviction notice on their door. A colorful piece of paper. So you gotta pay your rent first. And then guess what? Pay your light bill. Pay it. Why? Because ain't that worse than being sitting in the dark. And you ain't gonna sit in the dark in the summertime. Because now not only are you in the dark, but now you monkey. That monkey will wear you out in the nighttime. I know that because I remember when the lights went off, they had this storm, and the lights went off, and we was in North Charleston. And baby, them lights came water on me while I was in the bed. I said, you know where I'm sweating like this. Pay your rent and then your light bill. All these other things, they gotta have to wait. They have to wait a minute. Guess what? They can turn the internet off. I can't. Turn the internet off. Yeah, I can. Turn it off. Turn the cable off. I can't. My cell phone off. Oh, I can't. I gotta pay my rent. If you don't pay the first two things, now make sure your car don't pay so you can get to work. You gotta pay these kind of things. Pay your bills, people. Pay them on time. Because guess what? The more you pay your bill on time, the better it looks on your credit. When people say they report to the credit agency, it's a good thing. You know why? Because you're paying your bills on time, they report to the credit agency, it helps your credit score. See how I'm helping y'all today? As parents, we have to know and we have to understand. We got a job to do. And if we don't do what we're supposed to do as parents, we failed our children. We failed them. I don't care what the age is, they can learn. I had a little girl when I was in the 1-year-old class. I had a little girl in the 1-year-old class. Little girl hold conversation with you all day long like an adult. And you be looking at her like, girl, how you know all these words? What is you talking about? And to this day, she's still at that daycare. To this day, she still just be talking to you, and she can talk and hold conversation with you all day long. She about to be nice and very smart. You ask her something, say, "What is this?" That's a chair. What color is it? Well, it's gray, and then the other part of it's light gray. She talks just like that, and you looking at her like, you is womanish. But I say all that to say this: everybody can learn. Every child can learn. They can. They can. They learn right from wrong. I watch him before he would eat his food by himself, and he sat right there and he did his food in his food. I say, go trade bond. Because guess what? When he goes, they have to let him do it by himself. So at some point, you have to let him do things by themselves. I tell people all the time, it's okay if little kids making a mess. It's okay. Sit them if you don't want them up in the high chair, if you want them down low, put something down on the floor. Put something down on the floor. Let them make a mess. But guess what? They're gonna figure out that if I pick all of this up, and eventually someone's gonna get in my mouth. It's called hand to mouth coordination. They have to know how to do it. Everybody can learn. All of my children have to learn that at some point we're not going to be there. We're not going to be able to be their safety net. At some point, God is going to call us home, and you have to learn how to survive without us. That's why we train them up and we teach them everything that they need to know now. So when you learn, guess what? You can handle it. It ain't going to engulf you and overwhelm you when you feel like you're going to die right along. Just feel like, okay, well, my mom and my dad already taught me all of this, so I can make it. I say to all the fathers on today, do the right thing. Don't just give them kids money and keep it moving. Don't just feel like you buying them the new Jordans all the time. You always getting them a new outfit. You feel like that's just what all you need to do, then you're sadly mistaken. I say to the dads on today, keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, them kids are going to remember all of this. And to the baby daddies, find condoms and give it a rest. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord.
Come on, let's give it up one more time for Pastor Rose. Sound teaching in here today. We thank God for the word. We thank God for the woman of God breaking it down for us on this Father's Day, Juneteenth combination day on today. We thank God. One more time, let's give it up as she gave us sound teaching on today. We thank God for it all on today. At this time, without further ado, we're going to bring Brother Darius up to get our announcements. Amen. Hey guys, here are the announcements. This Tuesday night is Bible study with Teacher Dickens. Thursday is life class here. 24th to 26th is the campus trip. Church meeting is that Tuesday after Bible study. Practice on the 30th. That means Bible study. That's pretty much all the announcements. We heard the announcement, let us govern ourselves accordingly to everything that's going on. And we thank God for those things and things that are coming up on the calendar. Just let us prepare ourselves for that. Without further ado, there's nothing else to be said. We're going to bring the woman of God back to our front to do dismiss us for today. Amen.
Well, listen, I'm just saying like this, I can show Marsha. I got on my t-shirt. So I just thank God for everything that's been done and said in here on today. I'll just say that y'all pray for us because y'all know we be going at this weekend. If y'all don't see us back by Sunday, just pray. I feel like it's gonna be a good time. I feel like we're gonna have go down the fun. I'm gonna send y'all the address so y'all know we at. We're gonna stay in the Smith for the month of July. Every Friday is booked in July. We got them every Friday night, so be prepared. We got something on one of those Thursday nights. I want to say that first Thursday. It's either that first or that second Thursday night, but other than that, everything is booked for the month of July for the Friday night. But that doesn't mean that you can't have something on any other night. All right? All hearts and minds clear. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent, one from another. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name, amen. While we're absent.